What's going on? It's Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm really considering this vlogging thing, considering not getting into it, because, man, I'm just telling you, the level of transparency that I'd have to have in order to make this thing work is crazy, but I'm going to figure that out. In the meantime, I'm out and about with my girl last night, and, of course, overheard a conversation. And I'm at D Prime, which is a very, very, very expensive restaurant in downtown Detroit yesterday. And it was a guy next to us. You can't not hear it, you know what I'm saying? It was a guy next to us that was basically finessing or getting finessed by a woman that obviously he flew out. I don't know what's up with this fly out culture. I don't know what's up with this tricking. I don't know what this overly spending a lot of money on dates. Y'all gotta stop listening to women telling you what you're supposed to do in a relationship. Stop listening to women telling you what they want. It's not about what they want. It's about what's best for you, and y'all are getting finessed. Think about it from this lens, right? Every day, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you do, every single day, you go out and you grind, you hustle. I mean, the dudes that have the most money, in my opinion, they work the hardest. I don't believe that passive income bullshit. No, they've created a skill set that allows for them to really, really dedicate themselves to whatever it is that's going to generate a lot of revenue. And they grind and they hustle and then they make a lot of money, right? For the dudes that's regular, everyday guys, y'all are valuable too. Don't let nobody try to convince you that you shouldn't have a great woman or a great wife. You absolutely can find one sometimes, most times, better than the dudes that got a lot of money. And for the dudes that's on the come up, you shouldn't even be worried about hoes at the time. Focus on your grind, focus on your purpose, focus on becoming a better version of yourself, and go and get that bag. But on all levels, right? Culturally, we've changed our mindset to where we have to listen to women in order to get a woman. That's when. I was looking at some of my nephews and them compared to my brothers, they got a completely different mindset when it comes to how they deal with women. It's so easy for them to fall in love. It's so easy as soon as they get a woman that say that they like them for them to start spending money on them and stuff like that. And they have the age where they've now graduated college and all of that stuff. And so they spending a lot of money. They going to fly and all of this type of stuff and all of that. And it's the same thing. The women eventually, or the girls eventually, they move on, but they never able to get that money back. They never able to get that time back. They never able to get the resources back that they spent. Now, some people will say, oh, don't be penny pinching, or some woman is gonna say, oh, don't be cheap or whatever. But the reality is this: chivalry was reserved for the woman that was your wife. Chivalry was not available for every single woman. You did not spend money, you did not take them out, you did not put your coat on a puddle. All of that shit is bullshit. That is that Disney movie fairy tale nonsense that they showed you in the movies. The reality of it is that you spent the majority of your time focused on what's best for you, and then you dated your wife. And I always say dating is for wives only. Dating is not for people that you just on a roundabout trying to figure out whether or not they want to play a role in your life. You knew who your wife was. You knew who you wanted to rock out with. You knew who was your forever person, or you knew who was the person that you wanted to have kids with, which ultimately became your wife. And so you focused your energy on that once you identified it, because they were already in your network. They already went to your church. They already went to school with you. You knew them for their whole life. You knew their parents. Everybody in the community was interconnected. So you didn't have to figure out what that looked like and then do a whole bunch of dating, which now that we've opened up our options to everybody, we choose wrong. We got too many options and too many people that we're not connected with. And so that's why we date other people. But in reality, that's not how it's supposed to be. Here's the key though. Now it is going to a different, completely different level where a lot of these guys are tricking. And just because you got the money, just because you're trying to justify it by saying, well, you know, every woman costs. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Some women add value. They add more value into you, and that's the woman that's your wife. They add more value into you than what you spend trying to make sure that everything is straight. You're not hearing me, bro. They keep saying that every woman costs. No, that is for the simps. That is for the tricks. If you spending money on her, A, she should be your wife. And B, she should absolutely be returning value to you for the things that's the most meaningful for you. If she is not a value add, that means that she is a nuisance. That means that she is an anchor, and not the one that holds you down, the one that keeps you from continuing to grow and going to your destination because she never pulled up. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it's a lot of guys, because the guy that was sitting next to us yesterday, he's trying to finagle and finesse and trying to convince this woman and order and is spending all of this money. And I'm gonna tell you, as soon as he went to the bathroom, it's funny because Rita was like, she texting another man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was all like, she wasn't into him, and he thinking just because he got her out that means that he winning. Dog, you not winning. You setting her up for the person that's going to ultimately knock her down, because she don't have no requirements. She don't have no criteria. She's not unavailable for the person that she truly likes. She absolutely is going to drop everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything for the person that she rocking out with. You know what I'm saying? So she don't have to focus on him because she already got him. And that's why I tell all guys a lot of times also, don't be so thirsty. Nick, dog. You about to get me to start talking differently. If you gotta ask her for the box, she don't want to give it to you. If you gotta pay for the box, she don't want to give it to you. And it's okay if you go 9 for, if you lose out on 9 different chicks and then you find the one that really rock out with you and want you to have all of her. It's okay if 19 out of the 20 they ain't going. You don't have to hit everything. You don't have to convince everyone. The goal is to figure out where you don't have to deal with this chick and hurry up and get them out of your sphere. And so you want to clear out the ones that's not available to you. You don't want to waste time. One of the things that we teach in sales is law of averages. Law of averages, because the first rule of sales is that people do things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. That's number one. Number two, before great salesmen become great, they got to get their reps in, right? And so what happens is they have to knock on more doors because they're not quickly able to identify the quality leads versus the people that's just wasting their time. They're not able to figure out who's the gatekeeper and the decision maker before the person that's just giving you a hard time, acting like they're in charge, right? And so what happens is we have law of averages, and the law of averages is the quicker you can get through doors, if you're walking through the script correctly, the quicker you can get through the cold calls, the doors, or whatever, the faster you'll be able to find the people that are actually the buyers. Now that's before you actually become, a person that is of quality, that know the game, that can spit it and easily figure out who it is, where you build up a network to where you don't have to do cold calling anymore, but people are, reaching out for your services. And that's when you get to a certain level as a guy to where you don't have to go and shoot your shot 1,000 times. You're just you. And then you being you makes yourself, attractive to other people, and they want to be in your sphere. And you know what I'm saying? You then have a more quality life because you're not spending as much time beating down doors, right? You've now built up a network. You've now built up repeat customers. Now it's word of mouth to where people are going to say, hey man, we need to go and check out what that guy has got going on. And people are going to be reaching out to you. People are going to be attracting themselves to you. You're not going to have more of a referral network versus going and knock on a whole lot of doors because you have no leads and you have no nothing. You're just trying to figure out where the quality buys are and you're getting your reps up, right? But in a lot of instances, guys are just out here getting their reps up, but they overspending and they spending too much time with people that are not decision makers. And when you equate that over to the relationship space, what's happening is women are using y'all. They telling y'all what y'all want. Y'all spending a whole lot of money on trying to entice them to do business with you, when in reality, they were never going to do business with you in the first place. They already know where they want to spend their money. They already know where they want their business to go. They already got a referral. It's already been people that's in their life that's set up to where they're going to take advantage of them and exploit them in the first place, right? And so what you have to do is learn how to reserve yourself, how to make yourself more valuable, and then ultimately that's going to translate into the people that's supposed to be around you. Women are telling you, hey, do this, spend money, or he got to do this, and you falling for it. You falling for the same trap these athletes and these rappers are doing, and that you flying these women out and you spending a bunch of money on something that's free. I'm telling you, listen, just because these guys is on TV don't mean that they not cornballs. They are the biggest suckers. They are the biggest tricks. These NBA players, these NFL players, these rappers, these public figures, they are the biggest tricks. You shouldn't have to try to keep up with them, because if you don't believe that the chicks that they tricking off of is already giving it up for nothing to other dudes that ain't spent a dime on them, you're crazy. They suckers, and the women know that they suckers too. But now you think that you got to keep up with them, and you tricking off on chicks that ain't add no value into your life. You the sucker too. Now you the biggest sucker. You the biggest sucker, because now you trying to keep up with dudes that you shouldn't even be in the same sphere with, as far as having to do all that in order to get a woman in the first place. It's dumb. Stop setting them up so that they can benefit off of you when you trading your time in for money, and then you giving it to them for free. Think about it like this. How long does it take for you to, how long, for whatever your job is, whatever your profession is, however you make money, how long does it take, how much time do you have to trade in on an hourly basis, on a weekly basis? How much time do you have to trade in to go and take her to the place that you're going to trick off on, and she's still not going to give you no box? It's not about being cool. It's not about being the best. It's not about being the greatest. It's about making sure that you get the right value for the amount of time that you have to trade in order to get the resources that you're going to trick off on a person that's going to go and give it to somebody else for free. That's really the talk. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, teach Henley 40% off your first order, plus 20% off for life. Got to get to the business, man.